a lady came to her maid and said, "Clean this place properly. I don't want to see any dirt anywhere." Then, looking at the maid's hair, she said, "Why haven't you tied your hair?" The maid replied, "Ma'am, my hair is tied." The lady grabbed her hair and said, "Look, it's still messy." Her husband was watching all this. The arrogant lady continued, "These are the same hairs that end up in our food. Keep them tied up properly. I don't want to see them loose again." Then she walked away. The maid felt very disheartened. As she was fixing her hair, the master came over and asked, "Why was she scolding you?" The maid said, "Because my hair looked messy, though I usually keep it tied." The master said, "And she keeps her own hair open all the time. Does she cover hers while working?" The maid replied, "I'm just a servant, sir. I didn't think it was right for me to say that." The master said, "Before criticizing others, a person should look within themselves. When you reflect on your own faults, you begin to feel empathy for others." The maid agreed and said, "You're right," then went back to work. The master smiled and said, "At least now there's a smile on her face." Later, the lady returned to the maid, took a perfume bottle from her bag, sprayed it on herself, and said, "Smell this." The maid said, "It's a nice fragrance." The arrogant lady said, "Come closer and smell it properly." The maid stepped forward, smelled it, and said, "It's a very pleasant scent." The lady smirked and said, "It's a very expensive perfume. Poor people like you can't afford it. And look, you smell terrible." The maid said softly, "Ma'am, I may be poor, but please don't insult me like this." The lady replied, "People like you don't deserve such luxuries. These are for the rich. Don't forget your place." As she turned to leave, she suddenly saw her husband and said nervously, "When did you come?" The kind-hearted husband said, "Aren't you ashamed of mocking someone like that?" The arrogant wife said, "I didn't do anything. I was just showing her the perfume." The husband said, "Because of this perfume, you've deeply hurt her feelings. Do you even realize that?" The wife replied, "All I said was that poor people don't deserve such things. What's so wrong with that?" The husband said, "Do you even feel what your words have done to her?" The wife said coldly, "I don't care how such people feel, good or bad." The maid tried to speak, but the lady cut her off, saying, "You stay quiet. You have no right to interfere in our conversation." Then she said to her husband, "Forget it. No point arguing over people like her." The kind husband said firmly, "Because of this maid, you will leave this house right now." The arrogant wife shouted, "Have you lost your mind? You'll throw me out because of her?" The husband replied, "I will never tolerate people who look down on the poor and think only of themselves, so it's better if you leave immediately." The arrogant wife said, "Fine, stay here with your maid. I'm leaving," and stormed out. Then the master turned to the maid and said, "I apologize for my wife's behavior." The maid said, "But you shouldn't have sent her away because of me." The master replied, "Those whose hearts are filled with hatred end up stumbling through life. A person should always be kind-hearted and wish well for others." So viewers, tell us in the comments, did the husband do the right things? If you enjoyed the video, like it, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to share it.